survive. The distant barking of dogs on POV.
All new Monday night at 9 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com.
Deanne Griebel, now with Moores & Cabot Investments, serving investors since 1890, proudly supports quality programming on 8 Arizona PBS, 480-725-9602.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
No more abuse of people who come here seeking our help, seeking an opportunity for safety and to build a future.
Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren draws massive crowds in Tempe, calling on big immigration changes.
Plus, it's back to school time and bulletproof backpacks are hitting store shelves in Tucson, making some parents uneasy.
You've been thinking all along that concussions are a long-term problem, but it's really a short-term problem that's going to interfere with the goals that you want to achieve.
And concussions, how a team of ASU scientists are challenging players to speak out about their injuries.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Kevin Thompson.
And I'm Gabriella Collage. Thank you for joining us. Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren was in the Valley for a town hall meeting last night, talking immigration.
Cronkite News reporter Tanaya Williamson was there, and she joins us live from the digital desk now with the top takeaways. Tanaya?
Thousands of people gathered last night to see and hear Senator Warren speak on what she would do if she were elected president. It was the senator's 116th town hall so far in her campaign. Massachusetts Senator and Democratic candidate for president Elizabeth Warren taking the stage Thursday evening and speaking to a crowd of thousands in Tempe. Warren not wasting any time, directly criticizing President Trump's current immigration policies, which directly impact Arizona.
This administration has cut down on the number of people who can be here legally. That's keeping families separated for months, for years. That does not make us stronger. That does not promote our economy, and it is not consistent with our values.
To loud cheers, Senator Warren laying out a part of her progressive agenda, explaining what she would do on immigration policy if elected president.
We need to live our values every day, and that means no more breaking families up. Keep in mind that it is illegal right now in America to abuse immigrants, to sexually abuse children, to refuse to get medical care for those who need it. And while Donald Trump may be willing to look the other way, President Warren will not.
Before the town hall, a long line snaked outside the Marquee Theater. Campaign estimates the crowd who showed up to be over 3,000 people.
I'm excited because I get to see Elizabeth Warren, who I've been behind since like 2009.
It's my first time voting, as I just turned 18 about 6 months ago, and I wanted to really get an idea for the candidates, see for myself who I'm voting for and what I'm voting for.
Warren coming to the Valley at a time when she's getting praise for her performance at the Democratic debate held earlier in the week.
That has given Donald Trump the tool to break families apart.
Warren standing out, speaking about issues such as gun laws, healthcare, and climate change.
You want to understand why we face a climate crisis today? It's 25 years of corruption in Washington that kept our government from doing what needed to be done.
At one point, members of the conservative activist group AZ Patriots attempted to disrupt the town hall, but were escorted out of the venue without any major incidents. The situation not fazing Warren, who posed with supporters for countless photos and selfies. Graduate student Sabrina Barwick says she relates to Warren's message of ending corruption in Washington.
The fact that Elizabeth Warren established an entire bureau to protect consumers from giant organizations, giant companies that are just trying to make money off of them is amazing and impressive, and I'm just so happy to have the opportunity to be here and see her and listen to her.
According to a new post-debate survey, Senator Warren is in third place with about 15% of Democratic voters. Her next town hall will be held tonight in Henderson, Nevada. Live at the digital desk, Tanaya Williamson, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Tanaya. Right now, the Phoenix Police Department is implementing a new policy procedure to better track when an officer points their weapon at someone. Following a 2018 study of the department's officer-involved shootings, new protocols are being put into place. Officials say the new tracking system will not only document the direction a firearm is pointed, but it will also measure how many times an officer successfully de-escalates a situation with the potential for lethal force to be used. Last year, Phoenix police recorded 44 officer-involved shootings, more than any other police department in the nation, and by far the most ever recorded by Phoenix officers, according to the National Police Foundation. Training will begin Monday, and the policy will go into effect August 19th. So we want to hear from you now. Do you think this will reduce police-involved shootings? Just go to our Cronkite News Twitter feed to join the conversation.
Earlier this week, we shared a story about bulletproof backpacks being sold for children to take to school. Well, now we've learned some stores in Tucson are actually selling them, making some parents a little uneasy. Natalie Tarangoli from our sister station in Tucson has the details.
Don't be surprised if you see the word bulletproof next to school supplies this year.
As a parent, it's scary. It's very scary.
Andrea Lavis was getting some back-to-school shopping done at the Office Max on Broadway in Craycroft. Guard Dog security brand bulletproof backpacks are sold here. She said she was sad to see them in the store, but thinks they're necessary.
There's so many crazy things going on in the world, and a lot of it is sadly aimed at the kids. You know, people are angry, and what's the easiest target to go after?
These bulletproof backpacks sell for up to $300. This one, that's sold at Office Max and Office Depot, costs $119.
Your child's life is priceless, so you do anything to protect them.
The backpacks are lighter than you might think, and they really look and feel like an ordinary backpack. The label says it offers level 3A protection. That's enough to stop a bullet from a .44 Magnum handgun.
Bulletproof backpacks are growing in popularity. Guard Dog Security's founder, Yasser Sheikh, says sales spike this time of the year when kids get ready to head back to school or after a school shooting. But he says with these backpacks, he wants parents and students to be prepared, not scared.
I personally think whether it's with our bulletproof backpacks or not, it's about starting that conversation of school safety, about possibly active shooter situations.
K-Gun 9 also found bullet-resistant and ballistic backpacks now being sold at Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's, and Kmart. Natalie Tarangoli, K-Gun 9 on your side.
There have been calls for more armed guards in schools and armed teachers, as well as pushback to the notion that more guns in schools will keep children safe.
The Arizona Board of Regents agreed to pay $190,000 to 3 former college deans to settle their gender discrimination lawsuit. The Arizona Daily Star reports the board agreed to pay the former deans for legal fees, back pay, and non-economic claims such as emotional distress. A former University of Arizona Honors College dean filed the lawsuit in 2018, claiming she was replaced in 2016 by a man who earned nearly $70,000 more than her. 2 other former deans joined the suit, accusing the university of gender pay disparity.
A Mesa high school that opened in the East Valley last week is introducing a new way of teaching their students. Young learners will choose one of 4 career paths, and teachers will incorporate projects into their classrooms that relate to each student's choice. The different paths students can choose from include STEM, medical, and fine arts.
The Arizona Diamondbacks start a 3-game series tonight at home against the Washington Nationals. The team is 3.5 games out of a wild card spot in the National League, but one constant for the D-backs has been all-star second baseman Ketel Marte. Our Ethan Schmidt has more.
Can't keep pulling on that, Frankie, while I'm on air.
Second baseman Ketel Marte has had a stellar season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Nizao Dominican Republic native currently leads the National League in hits and has carried a batting average of over 300 since June 20th.
I'm so happy, man, for this kid. Coming to the field, working hard every day.
His performance in 2019 led to his first career All-Star appearance on July 9th, in which he earned the start at second base for the NL squad. In the wake of that special moment, Kittel dedicated it to his mother, who he tragically lost just 2 years ago.
It was a sad day. We were in Chicago, I remember, and I got the phone call, and he was fairly distraught. In fact, his teammates had to get the phone from him and tell me the story about what happened. So for all of us that have dealt with losing a parent, you can only imagine the impact that it had on him as a young man at that very point.
A car crash took the life of Marte's mother, Elpidia, on that tragic day of July 30th, 2017. Losing a loved one in such a way is unimaginable, but Kittel always carries his mom with him in spirit and honors her with his play on the baseball field.
Dedicated every game to my mom is something special, you know. Just to have her in my mind every day, and every inning, every at bat. It's just something, you know. I created that, and just trying to keep her in my mind.
He carries her around every single day, and that's how it should be. Those are special bonds between a mother and a son, and he no longer has it. You know, it makes me sad, but he's coming out the other end of it and remembers her every single day. I know when he circles the bases that it's a home run. I know he looks up there and he acknowledges her, and we all know the reason why.
The 25-year-old has hit 23 home runs so far this season, and for all 360 feet around the diamond, Elpidia is always right there with him. Live in the studio, Ethan Schmidt, Cronkite News.
Maps from the museum fire burning near Flagstaff reveal a risk for post-fire erosion and flooding that could impact populated communities.
Forest officials say soil from more than half of the 2 square miles burned on the Spruce watershed have turned into a non-absorbing glass-like substance, leaving hundreds of acres at risk for natural hazards.
They say any rainwater that's not absorbed would run down the mountainside towards several neighborhoods about 150 miles north of Phoenix.
So we're still in the summer, so it's going to be really hot here in the Grand Canyon State. Right around us in Phoenix, it's going to be 105, but up in Flagstaff, it's 80. So it's a little bit nicer on the northeast side, and it's going to be a little bit cooler up there. But for us tomorrow, it's going to be 93 in the morning and 109 all at 4 p.m. So it's going to be really hot, and it gets really hot after noon. So if you want to do anything outside, I'd always say bring some water with you or a cool towel. For the rest of the week, though, it's going to be a high for the week on Monday with 112. And then on Wednesday, it looks like we might have a scattered thunderstorm coming in, and it's going to be 105, which keeps the humidity up. But then on Friday, we cool down, and it's only going to be 102. Live from the Weather Center, it's Ryan Sundin.
Student athletes often fail to report head injuries to medical personnel or their coaches, and as a result, they return to play before recovering from a concussion. The reasons? Fear of letting down the team or peer pressure.
As part of a research project, ASU scientists and the U.S. Department of Defense launched a challenge to change that behavior and to encourage athletes to report their injuries immediately before it's too late.
Social scientists at ASU are finding better ways for athletes to speak up about concussions. Their project is part of a concussion prevention initiative called Mind Matters, and it's sponsored by the National Collegiate Association and the Department of Defense.
We're using something called a socio-ecological approach, and that's an approach to health communication that has been developed over the past several years, and it says you can't just look at individual health decisions in a vacuum, because people are embedded in larger systems.
Social scientists study how people's beliefs affect their attitudes and behaviors. Those sets of beliefs are known as vested interests, and in sports, there is one belief that is very powerful.
So although athletes tend to know that there are long-term potential consequences from concussion like CTE and old age, they see those consequences as far off in the future and not something that affects them right now.
From the guys that I spoke to personally, the older NFL guys who are now in their 70s and 80s, you just didn't feel really tough talking about, having a concussion. You just took the hits and kept on going.
It's a difficult way to ask the patient who's in a heat of battle, whose adrenaline is flowing, they're in the middle of competition, they're trying to win a big game, trying to do their role, to say, okay, I might be hurt, so it's time for me to come out. That goes against everything that every football player ever believes and has ever taught.
Head injuries affect every aspect of your life. A concussion can severely degrade your performance in the classroom. Reporting and getting treated for any head injury could prevent you from bombing that exam. Or even from blowing that play.
Steve Corman and his research team are producing a documentary that teaches athletes the short-term dangers of playing through a concussion. Doctors warn that head injuries can harm a player's mental clarity even in the short term.
Researchers have found that athletes who suffered a concussion were 3.8 times more likely to get a muscle or ligament injury within 90 days of the concussion than non-concussed teammates.
Their plan is to use messaging that embraces the competitive spirit of college athletes.
You've been thinking all along that concussions are a long-term problem, but it's really a short-term problem that's going to interfere with the goals that you want to achieve.
Their next step is to test how athletes respond to watching the video.
So what we hope is that those research findings can be incorporated into educational programs, videos like the ones we're trying to do, to overall increase the reporting rate.
Communicating quickly about head injuries is a winning strategy for keeping your head in the game.
The Research Challenge seeks to fund applied scientific research to improve the understanding of how to prompt cultural change in the target communities.
In addition to benefiting a student athlete on the playing field, the outcomes will also benefit military and civilian populations.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, a look back at some of this week's top stories, including how wrong-way crashes have many wondering what will be done to prevent these from happening.
And bursting at the border, how detention centers are dealing with the overflow of migrants. Next.
Its children had come to the Mother Church of Country Music. It was almost like a badge of honor that you had to bring your culture with you to the table. That's why Bob Wills and his guys brought us Western music. That's why Hank Williams brought the South with him from honky tonks. Johnny Cash brought the black land dirt of Arkansas. Bill Monroe brought music out of Kentucky bluegrass music. Willie Nelson brought his poetry from Texas. Patsy Cline brought her heartache from Virginia. I mean, it was the most wonderful parade of sons and daughters of America that brought their hearts and their souls and their experiences, and it gave us a great era in country music.
Welcome back to Cronkite News in Review. Tonight we're highlighting some of the top stories of the week.
Up first, wrong-way drivers. The issue continues to come up here in Arizona. Just 3 days ago, a 20-year-old woman was killed after a wrong-way driver crashed into her on the Loop 101 near Union Hills Drive.
So yesterday, Cronkite News reporter Bane Froney spoke with the Arizona Department of Public Safety to see what drivers can do to protect themselves.
According to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, there's been over 1,000 reports of wrong-way driving in 2019. Of those, 1 to 3% ended in a crash. The Arizona Department of Public Safety says they receive 140 reports of wrong-way drivers on state highways and interstates per month. So far this year, 15 people have died. And 99% of all wrong-way driver crashes are due to alcohol or drugs, according to DPS. Officials say it's time to get angry.
We want the public to get up in arms about this issue. We need your help. We need you to take the keys away from these would-be drivers. If you don't take their keys away, or call 911 so that we can come help you take these keys away, we're going to end up conducting a next of kin notification at your doorstep in the wee hours and to let you know that a family member has caused some major incident where he or she may not ever be coming home again or causing that death for someone else.
In the past 8 months, 70 drivers have been arrested.
If you're the at-fault driver, if you drive impaired and you drive wrong way, if you hurt, if you kill anybody, if you survive, you've ruined your life. You've lost your life also because you're going to be behind bars. These incidents are being taken and charged as homicide, second-degree murder.
Arizona Department of Transportation sent out a news release stating, "It's important to note that wrong-way technology, including thermal cameras, cannot prevent someone from being a wrong-way driver, nor is it designed to physically prevent crashes." Raul Garcia of DPS urges drivers to always be alert behind the wheel.
Avoid distractions. Understand that most of these wrong-way incidents occur on the left side of the highway.
According to DPS, the majority of these incidents happen at night between 10 and 5 a.m. In the control room, Bain Froney, Cronkite News.
Earlier this week, the Arizona Secretary of State's office released its quarterly report on voter registration, showing a slight bump. The increase indicates more people are interested in participating in their local and state government. It also shows Arizona has registered nearly 50,000 voters in the last 4 months. There are currently 3.8 million active registered voters and 400,000 inactive. Inactive status is assigned to voters whose election mail is returned undeliverable.
Although the number of migrants apprehended at the border fell last month, they're still at the highest levels in a decade.
With close to 800,000 migrants held so far this fiscal year, detention centers are bursting at the seams and lawmakers are searching for answers, as Julian Bordas reports from our Washington bureau.
Unsanitary conditions and untreated illnesses, overcrowding, overworked staff, even allegations of sexual assault. Everyone at today's Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing agreed there's a problem at the border that needs to be addressed. But coming up with an answer was elusive.
Few issues we face are as complex as this one. But today, I hope we can find common ground, identify bipartisan solutions, and deliver real comprehensive results for the American people.
Before they can agree on a solution, lawmakers have to agree on a problem, and senators had different takes. For Republicans like Committee Chairman Ron Johnson, the problem won't go away as long as U.S. immigration laws provide an incentive for migrants to risk the trek here.
What I would suggest is the solution, which we've been suggesting all along, is, in this case, with this problem in the here and now, is let's address the root cause, this uncontrolled flow of individuals.
Democrats say what's needed is action now. Better treatment for migrants, uniform policies, more beds, and better oversight of customs and border protection workers. But acting CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan told the committee that his officers are already doing a lot.
We are comforting infants. We're taking the sick to the hospital, averaging over 800 hospital visits per day. We're expanding our medical care, ensuring children are provided medical screenings. We're building soft-sided facilities to provide a more adequate environment for families and children.
No one downplayed the hard work of frontline officers, but some questioned the transparency of the agency's higher-ups.
When senior officials from the Border Patrol refuse to be transparent or seek to mislead Congress, it does serious damage to the credibility of the entire Border Patrol. And most importantly, it undermines the security and humanitarian mission that we are all grappling with.
Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema asked what's being done to address reports that children detained in Yuma may have been sexually assaulted. Morgan said the CBP is working closely with other agencies to get those reports sooner and act on them immediately. While no firm solution was reached, senators seem optimistic.
We now have an opportunity to examine where we have failed and where we have succeeded and put lessons into practice.
Morgan has also said CBP has spent, quote, tens of millions of dollars to improve conditions throughout southern border facilities and is on pace to spend $700 million to improve detention center conditions. In Washington, Julian Paras, Cronkite News.
Right now, Coconino County officials are testing ballot-collecting drones to make voting easier for members of the Havasupai tribe who live deep within the Grand Canyon. According to KNAU, ballots have been hiked out of the canyon or packed out by horses and mules in the past. But county officials are working with the sheriff's office and the tribe to test out the drone's viability to deliver and return ballots for the 2020 election. They've even asked the FAA for permission to fly the drone into and out of the Grand Canyon on Election Day.
The Arizona Coyotes held a news conference yesterday to introduce their new owner at Gila River Arena. Alex Morello is the first Latino majority owner in the NHL. Morello has been trying to own a sports team for some time, but ran into complications because of his involvement in Nevada's gaming industry. Now he's finally able to own a sports franchise, and he intends to keep the Coyotes in Arizona.
Well, after finishing 3-13 last season, the Arizona Cardinals have made a complete overhaul with a new head coach and a rookie quarterback. And the buzz is all about their high-flying offense.
This week, we got to watch their preseason practices, and reporter Kyla Wilcher went to training camp to check out these changes.
Terrell Suggs, DJ Foster, and Zane Gonzalez are all currently Cardinals. However, they all share a similar route to the NFL that had a stop in Tempe beforehand. Take a look.
Getting intense, it's starting to pick up. I mean, the normal training camp energy, so it's exciting to get back out there.
The Arizona Cardinals continued training camp yesterday, and among those taking the field were 3 former Arizona State Sun Devils. Running back DJ Foster, an Arizona native and Saguaro High School alum, will be given an opportunity to play for his hometown, an experience he considers a blessing.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I've been to high school, college, and now coming back for the professional. I mean, it's such a blessing to be able to be a part of this community for so long and being able to see different people on my journey. So it's amazing to still be able to go back to ASU, being able to go back to Saguaro, went to high school, and just still be in touch with so many people and great coaches and teammates, friends, and family.
Along with Foster, ASU alum and kicker Zane Gonzalez will start as the Cardinals' place kicker to begin the season. Gonzalez is looking forward to all of the newly acquired young talent heading into his second year with the team.
I mean, the culture's been amazing. We got a whole lot of new players, new coaching staff. Atmosphere is amazing, and I think it's really competitive.
Foster and Gonzalez are joined by ASU and Hamilton High School alum Terrell Suggs.
I know he's excited to be home. You know, he's an Arizona guy as well, so it's awesome to watch him move around. I mean, I think year 16, 17, you know, to watch him still have that energy is just, it's incredible. I mean, I'm on year 4 and I'm limping, and I see this guy flying around, so it's fun to watch him go out there and have that energy, and you see why he's, you know, a Hall of Fame player.
The Cardinals continue to prepare for their first preseason game against the Los Angeles Chargers at 7 p.m. on August 8th. In Glendale, Gabriel Moreno, Cronkite News. With their young new roster, the Cardinals will look to improve from last season's 3-13 record.
Our apologies, that was Gabriel Moreno reporting. Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS.
Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon is the Journalists Roundtable. The governor now denies that he ordered the state to rescind an incentive for Nike, and the governor defends a state lawmaker who warns that we're in danger of becoming another South America.
I'm Yamisha Sendor in Dayton, Ohio. This city's immigrant population is booming. So how is President Trump's rhetoric impacting an area already wrestling with issues of diversity? That's on the next PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
I'm Anne-Marie Slaughter, the CEO of New America. We're a distinctive community of problem solvers and storytellers who are committed to American renewal. I'd like to invite you to watch our new show, Innovating the Future, a joint production with Arizona State University. We'll talk with experts, analysts, and activists about the challenges our nation faces and the opportunity for solutions. So join us for Innovating